Good evening, Nissan sir.
I'm available.
Yes, sir. Sir, shall we start?
Yes.
Principal sir.
I am there. You can start
Okay,
at
sir.
your
Okay.
time. Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sabeda.
Yes, sir. Excellencies, distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to one and all present here. And we are delighted to welcome you to our inaugural ceremony of 2 weeks International Faculty Development Program on Data Science Tools, organized by the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science of SRM Ishwari Engineering College. It is an honor for me to introduce and welcome the guest of the session, Mr. Nishant Nilan, Chief Director of SRM Group of Institution, Dr. R. Sethuraman Sir, Director of SRM Group of Institution, Dr. B. Subaya Bharati Sir, Principal Dr. R. S. Kumar Sir, Dean Research Dr. Venkatachalapati Sir, our Head of Department Dr. Kanakasubaraja Sir, and our coordinators, and all the ladies and gentlemen. The aim of this FTP is to enrich the knowledge on data science tools through interaction with eminent personalities from industries and academics. The knowledge sharing will improve the teaching learning process to the students and benefit the society. We would like to comment our session with the musical note of Tamil Thai Valthu by Ms. Haripriya.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்த கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ்பரத கண்டமிதில் தெற்கனமும் மதிசிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறனுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெருந்தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிலமை திறம்பியந்து செயல்படுத்து வாழ்ந்ததுமே வாழ்ந்ததுமே வாழ்ந்ததுமே.
Thank you all for your attention. Thank you, Haripriya. Now, I would like to invite our Head of Department, Dr. Kanakasubaraja Sir, to address the gathering.
Very good evening to all. I welcome you all to the 2 weeks International Faculty Development Program on Data Science Tools. The FTP starts from today and goes on up to 20th October 2022. So first, it's my great pleasure to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Nishant Nilan, Practice Head, Life Sciences, ACL Digital, Chennai, who will also be the resource person for today. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Join with sir. Thank you, sir. I welcome other resource person who will be handling sessions in the coming days. Welcome, sir. And I welcome our chief director and director who encouraged us and extended his support for conducting this FTP. Welcome, sir. And next, I welcome our beloved principal, Dr. R. S. Kumar, sir, who is a big source of inspiration for us. Welcome, sir. I welcome our vice principal admin and vice principal academics, HODs of various department and faculty members and students of Ishwari Engineering College. Finally, and most importantly, I welcome all the faculty friends and students from all over India and abroad who have registered to participate in this FTP. Thank you for your huge response. I welcome you all, sir. I am very happy to share that around 550 participants have registered for this FTP, which is a very good number. And 250 participants from outside Tamil Nadu, and there are 10 international participants also. The international participants are from Ireland, USA, Oman, and Australia. So I can proudly say that our FTP is truly an international FTP. Apart from them, and there are 5 participants from the industry side. Thank you very much everyone for registering our FTP, a grand success. And all the sessions will be handled by industry experts. They will be sharing their knowledge on practical as well as theoretical aspect. The topic data science tools is chosen for the FTP as they are emerging technologies and will be very helpful for students placement. And each day of FTP will cover one data science tool, and totally 15 tools which are currently trending in the industry will be covered. And one survey say that in 2025, around 250,000 job opportunities are estimated to be available only for data science professionals in India. I hope in the coming 2 weeks, you will all gain good insights on these technologies and you may even get some research ideas. I am sure this event will be very useful for everyone from students to research scholars and faculty members. Hearty welcome to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Before proceeding, I request Dr. Shivakumar Karthikeyan, sir, to come out of the whiteboard. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to invite our principal, Dr. R.S. Kumar, sir, to deliver the address.
Very good evening, and I cordially extend a very warm welcome to the chief guest, Mr. Nishant, and various guest speakers. Our management is constantly supporting this kind of endeavors. We are very proud of AI and DS, the HOD, Dr. Kanaga Subaraja, as well as his dynamic team for putting together a great FDP of vital importance. I'm sure this will pave way for so many of the youngsters to know more about data science and apply that in their field of study or in their field of research or in their field of regular work. So this is great work. Congratulations once again, Dr. Raja, and my best wishes to all the participants. Namaste and Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. I request every participant to mute themselves.
Tension. Tension
And now I request our VP Academics, sir, share some words about our FTP.
Excuse me, sir. Rahul, sir, can you mute yourself, please?
Good evening, participants. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good evening, participants. I first appreciate the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science for conducting such a program. Not only such a program, and for the convenience of all the participants, without any academic disturbance, I think everyone can able to attend this program between 7 and 8 p.m. Daily. And definitely this particular program will help all the participants to enhance the knowledge on data science tools. I wish the FDP will be a very grand success and it will attract more and more participants for the future such series which will be conducted by the A&DS department. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to introduce our chief guest of this day. Mr. Nishant Nalan is a practicer at Alton Concept Labs, oversees flight sciences services and operations in India. Also, he is the Vice President of Indian Association for Statistics in Clinical Trials and an executive committee member of IASCT. He is also passionate about building high-performing teams and scaling delivery capabilities across functions and geographical locations. He is a visiting faculty at Department of Biotechnology, Bharathiar University. Also, he is a member of the Board of Studies, Bharathiar University, Coimbatore. We are happy to have you with us today, sir. I would like to invite him to address this gathering.
Thank you very much for a warm invitation, and I'm very much positive and energetic seeing many enthusiastic participants online. It's now 7:19, but we see a large number of participants who have logged in with a great spirit. Thank you, the whole team which is behind organizing this event. And I would like to thank Ishwari Engineering College, Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science. Would like to thank Kanaga Subbaraja sir, Nirmala ma'am, and again there are two people behind this who facilitated this, Dr. Subbaya and Dr. Shaktivel. Thank you, each one of you. And I would like to set the context, being an inaugural address. I would like to set the context. So, ma'am, I think I can share the screen, right, ma'am?
Yes, sir, you can, sir.
Yeah. Are you able to see the screen?
Now you can share, sir.
Okay. Share again. Thank you. So the context here is the industry 4.0, we call it, which means in the past there were three other industry revolutions. The first true industry revolution is about the power looms, electric steam engines. Then it's about electricity. And the third industry revolution is where we participated as a country here, and which helped us to transform, creating more jobs. Fortunately, 6 states which had the people with the skills and the graduations helped them to get the jobs. And the industry 4.0, what we are talking is about 9 components. So one is artificial intelligence, then machine learning, robotics, augmented reality, robotics. And the main key aspect which I would like to highlight is here is about continuous learning. And so far, when we talk about learning, we had it in schools, colleges, but at some point it stops. So, now from here, it is going to be a continuous learning. And that is where we use a phrase, unlearn, relearn. So it is about upskilling us with the latest technologies. And I see a good collection of tools and applications are listed in the agenda. So very happy to see that, and the participants are going to get exposed to that. And very importantly, this industry 4.0 is going to have a great impact on our lives, each one of us. And this is going to be more on data, and data is now referred as a new oil. And all organizations, all institutions, all have to get transformed to a data driven. So it is not no more, it's going to be an intuition based decisions. It is going to be a data driven decisions. And organizations have started working on this great effort called digital transformation. And there are a lot of components in it. So the very first one is the people. Then we have the data. And when we have a data, of course, we will have questions. And that is where we get into the insights. Then we do the action and we get the results. So we will get into some details about data science when we get into the session that I will conduct on SAS. So when you talk about data science, what it is. So data science comprises of the data and the insights of these 5 components. And when you talk about the innovation in Industry 4.0, this is a science-based innovation. Any jobs that is going to get created is going to be science-based jobs, and all skill-based jobs or routine-based jobs partly or majorly will be replaced, which means there is a new scope. There will be a lot of new jobs in this great effort called digital transformation. So I am from an organization called ACL Digital. We are a digital transformation company. So we have a large team who is working on AI, ML, and in data science. So when we talk about data science, in short, if you have a collection of data and if you can tell a story from the data, so that is data science. The other aspect which is very important for each one of us here is, especially for the job seeker, which from an industry which I would like to highlight is skills. Yes, SAS can be learned. The other tools can be learned. We can acquire the skills. But however, there are a lot of other aspects from a behavioral aspect we call. So when you talk about skill and competency, what is the difference is skill plus knowledge plus attitude plus behavior is called competency. So when behavior gets attached to a skill, we talk about the competency. So this, when you talk about the data sciences or the data services job, so these are some of the common expected behavioral indicators, or like curiosity, attention to details, sense of urgency, strong sense of high accountability, statistical thinking, catching things quickly, promptness, embracing continuous learning. So continuous learning should be the takeaway for each one of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this wonderful message, sir. Now, I would like to invite one of our coordinators, Ms. Revati ma'am, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening to all. Thank you is such a prayer that cannot be seen or touched. It must be felt by heart. I feel honored and privileged to get the opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion. At this occasion, I would like to thank our management, Chairman Dr. R. Shivakumar sir, Co-Chairman Mr. Niranjan sir, Director Dr. V. Subaya Bharati sir, Chief Director N. Seduraman sir, Principal Dr. R. S. Kumar sir. Thank you, sirs, for your very thought-provoking and inspiring address to the entire fraternity. And I would like to express our gratitude to Vice Principal Admin Dr. Naharajan sir, Vice Principal Academics Dr. V. Ilango sir, Dean Academics Dr. A. Saravanan sir, and heads of the department for their presence on this grand inaugural ceremony of 2 weeks International FDP on Data Science Tools. And I also thank our beloved head of the department, Dr. S. Kanagasubaraja sir, for his guidance and that radiated a source of energy within us. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to all the honorable delegates and the invited speakers who blessed us with their presence. Words are not enough to thank their constant guidance and support to shape the 2 weeks International FDP. At the outset, on behalf of Department A&DS, I express my gratitude to the Honorable Session Speaker and Chief Guest, Mr. Nishant, Practice Head, Life Science, AACL Digital Chennai, for your kind presence and very inspiring inaugural address, sir. Thank you, sir. Finally, I thank the wonderful participants who have turned up in such a great number from various colleges, not only from Tamil Nadu, rather also from the entire world. Thank you so much for your cooperation and participation. Have a wonderful knowledge enrichment session with us. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you everyone for being a part of this inaugural session. Now, let us get into the day 1 session on SAS by Mr. Nishant Milan, sir. The session is yours, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm sharing it. If someone can confirm, that will be helpful.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So my objective of this session is to give an overview of SAS. And I'm sure many of you would have heard about this tool, SAS. It is widely used in almost every industry. So since I am from a life science industry, for us, using SAS is our de facto standard. And when you talk about life science industry, this industry is about like we work on the discovery of drugs and vaccines. So where we conduct clinical trials for years, and when you talk from starting from day one, all the data what we get collected, we use SAS to analyze it. Yeah. So when you talk about SAS, I would like to start with the history of SAS, then about SAS Institute, introduction to SAS, then some comparison with the database, then the terminologies used in SAS, components of SAS, and naming conventions and syntax, and how we can learn and practice SAS. Okay, so definitely the agenda will give you the directions and encouragement to learn SAS. From a historical perspective, as I touched a topic on Industry 4.0, so where we had a shift from an agriculture to industry to service services, and today in Industry 4.0, we are in a knowledge-based economy, and that is the reason where we are talking about data sciences, analytics, and many other components of Industry 4.0. And looking at the history, the SAS was developed in the 1970s by North Carolina State Universities, and most of the innovation what we had the last 20, 30, 40 years were from the universities or the university labs. Likewise, SAS was also developed in the North Carolina universities by Jim Goodnight and his colleagues, primarily to analyze agriculture research data. So this is the history about SAS. So SAS was then after the success of the analysis on the agriculture data, and the SAS Institute was founded in 1976 by Jim Goodnight, and still is the CEO of SAS Institute since 1976. And this is considered to be one of the top one company on various aspects in terms of the technology products, then in terms of application development products, in terms of any forecasting products. So SAS has a series of products. It has a multitude of products. If you take any industry for any given problem, there is a product which can give you a solution. And the introduction to SAS is about SAS system is an integrated system of software products that enable you to perform data entry, retrieval, and management. So when we talk about the previous way of entering data, so if you take flashback like 1970, so 1990s, where we started with the file processing system. Any data that we stored was stored in a WordPad. In fact, the earlier versions of these applications, it was very difficult to search information, find or replace data. And if you have to go to a particular information, you have to scroll for many pages. And then we had from a file processing to a database management system structure. Then we had the relational database management system. That is relating table of information using a primary identification number. It could be student ID, employee ID, patient ID, could be any. And then the shift from an RDBMS, it shifted to data analytics, which we are talking about today. So from a file processing system to DBMS, database management system, to RDBMS, relational database management system, to data analytics is what the shift transformation when you talk about data or a file. So data entry, retrieval, and management is a basic facility of SAS. So when you talk about SAS, people get into many references because SAS is referred as a program language. In some references, it is referred as a data warehousing tool. But technically, SAS is a business intelligence tool. When you talk about what is business intelligence, a tool which has the ability to collect data, analyze data, and report the data, which helps for business decisions, is a BI tool. So we have n number of tools. There are many tools like SAS that are available in the industry, but SAS is widely used statistical analysis system in many industries, especially the industry which I am from, life sciences. So when you talk about the BI tool, as I said, collection of data, analyzing data, reporting data. So report writing and graphics. When you talk about report writing, it could be in a text format. If you want to have in a visual format, yes, we can give. And there are visual representation, what we see in a cricket score, histograms, the run rate comparisons, the wagon wheel display, players scoring runs across the ground. On onside, how much he has scored. On the leg side, how much a player has scored. So all this information are behind the scenes. You have SAS, which is taking the data, which is giving us as an insight. So that is where the data science is about. And then it helps in statistical and mathematical analysis. And statistical and mathematical analysis is primarily a backbone for any research, where we set an hypothesis, and then we work on a given research, and we collect data as part of the research, analyze, and then we report the analysis and get into decision. And that is how the drug discovery is about. So statistical and mathematical analysis is one. Then the business forecasting, decision support, operational research, project management, application development, developing applications, apps. There are tools and a framework that is available which can develop applications. And data warehousing. When you talk about warehouse, by the name we know it's a place where we can store a large information. The extract, transform, load facility is also there in SAS. So it is the most widely used statistical software package. So SAS is an integrated product which offers BI solution. When I say BI, it is business intelligence. Okay, so more about SAS. It is user-friendly. Programs use English-like statements that are easy to read and interpret. SAS provides a powerful, ease-to-use method for understanding your data. SAS features allow you to access data for use in your applications, no matter where or how the data is stored or what format it's stored. So one is, it is user-friendly, English-like statements, easy to read and understand. And it has some powerful features. It brings in all the programming constructs, which helps you to access the data and analyze it. And there are features which helps SAS to access data wherever it is stored. It could be stored in any databases like Oracle or other databases, or it could be stored in any semi-databases like MS Excel, or the Notepad, the Word document. Any file, the data is stored, SAS can access it. And again, the format, any file format, it can access. So is SAS for you? And I think this gives you a very clear answer. So if you have a collection of data, and if you have questions about the data, then SAS is the system for you. So is SAS a database? So when you call a database, I would like to refer to terminology like a backend and a front end we call in IT. So when you say a backend, it's a place where the data is stored. Front end is a place where the user work. So, and Sas is Sas a database? And before that, we need to understand the common expectations of a database management system. So these are the common expectations of a database management systems, like a long variable length, data compression, generation, data tables. So variable lengths is there is like it's about some flexibility in variable lengths, but however there is a when you talk about SAS, there will be a limitation. Then the data compression, yes, the compression, we can compress the data, like how we zip many files together. Generation of data tables is possible. Indexing. We see a message. Okay. Can you hear me now? Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So indexing is a very simple concept. Like you have 1,000 rows, 1,000 records. I want to access some particular record, like 200 or 400 or some any specific record. If I have to access, we can create an index which helps us to quickly access than sequentially accessing the data. Data integrity constraint. Data entry is when you talk about data entry, there should be a set of rules. This is how data should be entered and cleaned or validated. Data entry integrity constraints, referential integrity constraints, audit trials. Audit trial is any changes that you make to the data that will be recorded. And this helps for transparency. And again, there are guidelines which talks about this. One of the guideline is 21 CFR Part 11, which was instrumental for electronic records. From paper-based to electronic records and electronic signatures. The 21 CFR Part 11 guideline of that law was very instrumental. Then password protection of data tables. Can we set a password to our information? Yes. Encryption of data, encryption of network traffic, data views. I think views. I think I should decline this. Yeah, data views. So view is a yeah. So view is a concept. So when we have a table, it has a logical structure. Where when you talk about a view, it just create a copy of a table without creating the logical structure. Then query tools, query optimization, row level locking, reliability, how much reliable the tool is or database is, performance and scalability, the CPU performance or any usage of memory, every aspect is assessed, and scalability, how about scaling up to lakhs of records or 10 lakhs of records. So data integration, warehousing, and mining. So these are some of the common expectations of DBMS, or database management system. So SAS satisfies the common expectation of a DBMS, but it is more than a DBMS because it has a lot of other features or capabilities like data warehousing capabilities, the analytical applications, the can create statistical summaries, reports, and it is offered in numerous platforms and offers multitude of products. So it offers BI solutions. It is a programming language. It can be seen as a programming language, and also helpful in creating applications using App Develop Studio. Okay, so it is this application which helps to create application in SAS. So this is the SAS environment. So this is how the environment looks like. where you have an editor window, which where you can go and write SAS programs, and you have a log window where you can check the performance of your program. You can check about the errors, warnings, or any other notes if you want to verify it as a good practice. Once your program is compiled, the next step is to check the log window for any errors, warnings, or notes. So the log window used to review the statistical processing, used to see the results of the processing. Output window is where we see the results. So there are three windows, as I mentioned. So one is the editor window. So we call this as an IDE, Integrated Development Environment, because you have an editor window, you have a compiler, you can compile the program, see the log, and you get the output, desired output, and also you have the libraries and set of tools for the desired purpose. So the terminology is what we are using here is a data set. So we in database management system, we refer as a table. Here we are referring as a data set. And again, in database management system, we refer as a row or a column. And here in SAS, it is referred as observations and variable. And each and every value is a data value, and collection of data values or data value. So the SAS terminology starts with data value, which is a basic unit of information processed by SAS, and it is found at the intersection of a row and a column. Okay, you can see this. It is at the intersection of a row and column. What you have is a data value in SAS, and there is a comparison. What we have given is from Oracle table, which is a database. And here what we are given is SAS BI, Business Intelligence Tool, which also is having the database capabilities. And one interesting thing which I would like to tell here is when you talk about SAS, the data types, what we have is character and numeric. Only there are two data types here, whereas in Oracle, where we have data types like float, int, varchar2. There are a lot of data types. So any data type which is character, character related to character will get converted into character automatically, and any data type that is related to numeric, like int, float, or any data type that is related to numeric, will get converted into numeric in SAS, because SAS has that SQL engine which will convert into its own data type. So either character or numeric. So getting back to the first terminology, data value is the basic unit. Then we have observations and variables. And then and we call in SAS it is data sets. And data set will have two portions. One portion we call as a descriptor portion, which is the metadata of a data set. The metadata is the data about the data, like number of observation, number of variables, when the data set was created, and the label of each variable. So all this information will come in the descriptor portion, and data portion is the actual information that we have in a table or a data set. What we are seeing here in the table is the data portion. So getting into the programming structure of SAS, we call this as SAS elements or components of SAS. So SAS is one of the simplest programming structure we have. So it has only two data steps. One is data step, another is proc step. Data step helps us to data step helps us to create this data set. Yeah, so you can create a data set like this. What we have here, you can create a data set like this. So data step will help us to create this. Proc step will help us to process it. Okay, creating a data set and we need to process it. So if you have to print it to the output window, we need to use proc step. Okay. So this is sample programming structure. So SAS can contain any number of data proc steps. So data, then you have the name of the data set. Then we can apply the statements, any number of statements. Then run semicolon, proc print data equal to the demo is a data set name and run. So when you take only data step, so we have data is a SAS keyword. So semicolon is it's a must when you complete the line. So data, then the data set name, then the number of statements, any number of statements, and run a semicolon. So this is the syntax of a data step. And here proc step, you have various proc step. So one of the proc step, what we have given is to print what the data portion of the data set. So proc print will print the data set, what is available in a data set called demo. So proc print data equal to demo and run. So before getting into the next slide, I would like to access to the SAS environment. So to access SAS environment, this is the link which we need to use. So SAS, maybe I'll share you with this link. So it is a free access for everyone, primarily for academics. So the name of the software is SAS On Demand for Academics. Okay, so you have to give access now. Yeah, so since I have logged in, I can get directly get into the system. So you have to click this SAS Studio. So before clicking to this, you have to create your own profile first. It's just an username and password is needed. You can use your Gmail address, email address, and you can create your own account with SAS On Demand for Academics. And by clicking SAS Studio, we will get into this. I think already I have, yeah. So this is already I have a sample program. So this is how the environment look like. You have a place to write a program, data. I'm just giving a data test. And so this completes the syntax of data step, and you can write some statements. You can assign some values, x equal to 10, y equal to x plus y. So this is how we write the statements within the data step. So data test, then you give the statements and you are giving the run. So then you compile it. So to compile it, so here you have buttons to submit. So you get the result here, X, Y, and Z. Okay. So you have a log window, you have the result window, and you have the output data. So result, we need to give a proc print to get the results there. So this we call as a data portion. There are two portions in a SAS data set. So you get we are getting the result in the results window. And how to check the metadata, that is descriptor portion. there is a procedure called proc contents. So these are, and we at real time we are using very less procedures. If you ask me, real time we are using very less procedures. However, the complex of the programming differs from task to task or from a study to study or project to project. So here, proc contents, I'm giving data equal to test is the data set name. I'm just executing this. So we get the metadata, the data about the data. So data set name is work.test. Work is the library name. Member is data. So engine is version 9 engine. Created, modified. So if you are using password, you will get here like read, write, alter information in protection. Data set type, label, applying you will get here. So there is one observation and 3 variables. Apply index, you will get here. And if you sort, you will get as yes here. Same with compression. So as I mentioned, there are only 2 data types in SAS. One is numeric and other is character. Okay. This is a very basic SAS program. So I will get into the slide and maybe I can come back again to the editor window. So SAS naming conventions, like it's again a very simple instruction we have. So we limit data set names to 8 characters for portability purpose. So variable names can be up to 32 characters in length. The first character of the name must be a letter or an underscore. Later character may include letter, number, or underscore. So no other characters are permitted. Blank cannot appear in SAS. Okay. So variable name can be up to 32. So if you get to the work environment, so here you can either start like underscore test or test. If I'm going to start like 1 test, if I execute this, we get an error. So we are getting a syntax error. Okay. But if you use underscore, this will accept. We are not having any error here. Special symbol also, it's not allowed. Okay. So, yeah, so the first character of the name must be in letter or an underscore. Any other ways of presenting the dataset name will result in error. So later characters may include letters, numbers, underscores. No other characters are permitted. Blanks cannot appear in SAS name. Okay. So when you say blanks, so you cannot mention something like this. Okay. It's not allowed. The letters should be continuous. Okay, so every SAS begins with a SAS keyword like data, or run, or proc. So every SAS statement ends with a semicolon. Words in SAS statements are separated by blanks or special characters. SAS statements can begin in any column. Any number of SAS statements can appear on a single line. So this is, so we can have every statements can be in a single line as well. As far as there is a semicolon given at the end of that particular intended statement, yeah, it is fine. And it can start anywhere at any positions. So any number of SAS statement can appear on a single line. A SAS statement can be continued from one line to the next as long as no word are split. SAS statements can be entered in lowercase, uppercase, or a mixture of 2. SAS, so SAS is not case sensitive except in quoted strings. So it is case sensitive only in quoted strings. So here there is an example program like where we have some set of information within the SAS data set where we are reading some information like ID, name, age, or the variable names. I'm creating it. The dataset work.test has 6 observation and 3 variables. It's giving the CPU time, real time, so on. So here. So now I'm going to sort this by ID. Yeah, by default it is ascending. If you want to have it descending, you have to give here descending. Okay, so here now it is sorted. And if you are sorting, the metadata also will get affected. So we can check the metadata now, descriptor portion. Now we are seeing earlier it was like sorted as no. Now it is yes. The metadata will get impacted. Yeah. So based on the impact on the data set. And also, if you can see the label is applied here, student information. Yeah. So, okay, so let me, I think, yeah, this is again a sample program, like assigning just assigning a value to a target variable like x1, x2, x3, and you're printing, and you will get exactly the same what you have entered here. So how can we learn and practice SAS is what I have demonstrated. So this is the link which I can share with the head of department or the faculties. So you will get this details. So SAS on demand for academics is a free access. So earlier we need to install it using a virtual machine, and now it is a cloud access. You can use your own personal email address as your username, and you can access it now. I think there are some questions. I think we can open the questions.
Good evening, Nishant sir. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear.
This is Professor Ramesh from Bangalore.
Yes.
And you gave a very nice introduction to the SAS system. The question is that what I understood, it looks like a RDBMS, and you mentioned that SAS is beyond RDBMS, you said. From the point of research applications, say for example, I'm into biomedical applications, and also you mentioned drug discovery. A drug discovery, as you said, it's a part of bioinformatics, correct? So there we come across gene expression, DNA, RNA, protein expressions. How we can handle such data using SAS, sir? Suppose if I want to analyze.
Yes, sir. So, since we are working on the clinical trial projects, yeah, it could be like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, or phase 4, or it could be any therapeutic area or any indication. So we start helping the sponsors from the initial analysis. There is an yearly medical monitoring stages itself. The data gets collected, and when there is a data collection, so the statistical programming team gets involved, and statistical programming team's primary responsibility is to analyze the data and report the data. Yeah, so it could be any safety analysis, or it could be any efficacy analysis. And in terms of with respect to the input data, there is no restrictions. It could be any number of records. It could be lakhs of records, because the recent development, because the what we are talking about around us is the impact of Industry 4.0. In addition, COVID-19 has taught us a lifetime lesson how to conduct clinical trials virtually, because in clinical trials the visit schedules are very key, and missing values to this visit schedules, how to handle. So all these lessons we have learned, and globally now the trials are conducted virtually, and now like the control arms, like synthetic control arm studies are approached, and the real world data that is widely available are also used in clinical trials. So I think even SAS, though FDA recommends, suggest the sponsors to analyze the data and report using SAS, but now we also see a trend like other applications are also emerging. But however, I think it's going to take some time for any other emerging applications to be there and start using it.
Can we do a classifier, sir? Classifier algorithms, can we apply here based on the data?
Yes, yeah, because when we talk about our programming activities, it is based on algorithms. So any algorithms we convert into programming specifications, and these programming specifications can be understood by the programmers. From algorithms to programming specifications, we involve biostatisticians or the medical writers who help us.
Last question, sir. You said programming. In which language we should write the program here for SAS? Language.
SAS itself is a programming. It is also a programming language.
Okay.
So the whole
it looks
programming
like, is it like a OOPS concept or an ordinary language? Is it like a C++? Can you resemble SAS language with any other language, something, you know, Java, C++ kind of?
Yes, it uses the features of the programming language. Like for example, the arrays what we have in Java can be used here. We use arrays as well. Arrays help us to transform the rows to columns or columns to rows. So it helps us to do any programming requirements. And the other references, because here it is what we have is the data, and we need insights. So between this is what the different function and the different job roles are created, and they are performing their roles. And we need a lot of talents there for the future. A lot of India is emerging, and it's going to be the future pharmacy of the world in 2030. That is going to happen. And the statistical programming jobs we are considered to be one of the highly paid jobs as well in India. And the global post-COVID, a lot of companies are moving to India as a destination to set up their innovation centers. It could be sponsored or it could be service-based or innovation companies who is supporting the pharma companies. Yeah, it can be seen as the other programming languages. Like for example, when you say OOPS, we talk about data abstraction, which is the hiding the background details, maybe the encapsulation. These concepts are applied at some places in the programming process. So we won't have exactly exclusively like what we have in Java. For example, threads we will not have, but we will have the basic elements what we have in a programming language will be there. As I was referring to a data type, so SAS is having two data types, numeric and character. But when you take the Oracle it has many data types. So Sas is having an SQL engine which can read Oracle data. We need to connect to the Oracle database. It can read it, and during the process, it converts all the variables to either to a character or a numeric.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I am Raja Priyanka, and I am a UG student.
Yeah.
So my question is simple, sir. When what are all the project or what are all the type of projects can go with the support of SAS environment or SAS programming language, sir? Can you tell us?
Yes. So yeah. So when you talk about projects, you are talking from an academic project or a real-time job. So in real time, you have organizations, right?
Academics later, academic related, sir.
Yes. So yeah, in academic, I think what we look for is an internship or an project support from organizations. And organizations, it could be of three types. One is what we have today is innovation-based organization. Number one, those are innovating the products. Number two is the service-based organization, which is providing services to the other organizations. And third is the customer intimacy organization. So whatever you have data, it is going to be around these different types of organization, and it could be from any industry. If you need, if you are interested to work with life sciences, yeah, life sciences is highly regulated. And for even for academic projects, there will be a lot of restrictions to get the data. So any the published data in the available in the web, probably with some support from the organizations, can be taken in account for academic projects. But however, other industries, the data, I see that definitely there are a lot of projects the companies are offering for academics. In life sciences, it is highly regulated.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sir, Nishant, sir, your presentation was very informative and it's a nice presentation too. Myself, Vinish, I'm from Coimbatore. So, sir, my question is, can we do the data encryption using this SAS? I mean, data set encryption can be done using this SAS?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Encryption can be done. But what was the SAS? When you talk about SAS, we are referring SAS into one, but SAS comes with many modules. So the module, what I covered is primarily the modules includes the base SAS, the SAS stat, SAS graph, SAS macros. So these are the modules which we primarily use in life sciences, or even in the other industries we primarily using. And there are some tools which are available for some specific use, maybe encryption, the network encryption. So everything, there are some specific modules available, sir.
Okay, sir, one more question is.
The problem here is any module that we look for, we have to go for licensing separately. Yeah.
License, okay. Sir, one more question is, can we do the data set analysis results as a graphs or any plotting objects?
Yeah, we can do. Yeah, we can do very nice graphs in SAS.
Okay.
Using annotation method. It is a little traditional. However, using the template method, we can use it. So it is more, but we probably we will need some as a prerequisite. We should know some basic understanding of graphs. How we like in schools we create graphs. We should know what is x-axis, what is y-axis, what variable should go in x-axis, what variable should go in y-axis, and what is the purpose of this graph, and what we are primarily looking as an insight using this graph. So all this, I think we should understand. If we can have this understanding, yes, we can. And it is very, it's a very interesting experience creating graphs in SAS.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, I am Dilip Kumar from Coimbatore, sir.
Yes.
Is the SAS only used in the industrial sector, sir, or otherwise it is used in the IT companies or any other companies? SAS language.
SAS is used in almost all industries. Like SAS, there are other BI tools, which is from Oracle and other key players. It is also available. But SAS has its own advantage. SAS definitely usage of SAS is increasing across the industry, across the companies. So in life sciences, mostly SAS is used for data analysis and reporting. Or in healthcare, you can combine, add healthcare as well.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Sir, this is Dinesh Chaudhary from Pune.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask that what makes SAS from other languages unique that we should go for SAS while implementing the database management system? That we have an SQL language to implement this special type of data management system. Why we have to use SAS for other kinds of project? What makes it some different from other languages?
Yeah, the concept there, because the concept of database and concept of business intelligence is completely different. So database is more of storing the data, handling the data through queries, optimizing it. In fact, again, there we get the questions, specifications, we are creating the reports. But however, this is an concept where you get into a lot of other features or facilities in addition to what database is. And I think that is where I compared with the common expectations of database. And when we say database management system, I think we should relate it to relational database management system. That is what we use, and now we that is transformed to the data analytics. And if you take about the other tools, I think it is not like only we will get into SAS. And we use SAS. No, so we have teams. So in my organization, we have teams here in US, Canada. So we are using SAS. Then we are using the other tools like Python, or and there are other tools also we are exploring. And that is where I touched on this point of continuous learning. And learning one tool alone will not be enough. And the given any point of time, we will be in a situation to upskill us as we move forward. Yeah, so we should be, we need to unlearn and relearn quickly.
One more question.
Yes.
Is SAS a structured language, or it is another type of language? It does not need any structure, or like in C, it is a structured language. We have to follow some of the procedures, like we have to declare a function and then write a main function. Is there any other structure over here in this language?
Yes, it's a structured programming language. Like C, we create, you can create macros here, which is very instrumental for the complex programming or problem solving things. So you have a very large scope of writing programs as well, based on the given data set or the data set specifications that you get. Because I remember there are programs which took for me to create a global death report, which means there is for the sponsor, there are 200 trials that is going on. For example, 200 clinical trials are ongoing in the across the globe. But we have to get get access to these 200 studies. And in 200 studies, for each molecule, there will be different studies. So I think accessing more data, because the data structures sometimes will not be similar or it not be standard. So a lot of challenges are there when you work with data. If it is a structured data, yes, the challenges will be less. But however, from a programmatical perspective or a programmer perspective, there are times which makes us to write a program for many days. It could be like 10 days, 15 days. There are cases where one program have took for programmer to write for a month as well. It depends on the problem, actually, the complexity of the problem. It's a structured programming language.
So
That is the reason I mentioned as connected to IDE as well, integrated development environment, like how you have in Visual Basic or other places where you have an editor window to write program, compiler to compile it. You have tools, you have your libraries to access it. Yeah, it is the same.
Thank you, sir. Sir, do we have pre-built functions like of Python in our SAS?
Yeah, so the when you talk about data step and proc step, these are the two key elements in SAS. Data step helps to create the data set. Proc steps are pre-written routines. So these, whatever you call as proc, print, or contents, these programs are already written in SAS. Okay, there are many proc procedures. We call proc is nothing but procedures. These are available. There is a long list of procedures available in SAS. And if you can go to support.sas/documentation site, we will have all the details. The best book to refer SAS is SAS documentation. You can Google SAS documentation version 9 and you can access it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible, sir? I'm Sandeep here.
Sandeep, yes, Sandeep, yes, please.
First of all, thanks for your knowledge. Sir, first of all, thanks for sharing your knowledge, sir. I'm totally new to the SAS. I want to know how SAS can help to help for the data scientist or machine learning engineer, and how it is different from the Python.
Yeah. So if you when you refer to I think you refer to data scientist. So statistical programmers are data scientists. Yeah. So we call our statistical programmers or data scientists because they are performing the data scientist role. So when you talk about how different from Python is because the robustness, the reliability, the access to many modules. I think definitely, I think the Python or other tools have just started. Definitely, there are some advantages is getting built on those tools. But however, when you get into SAS, I think they have it ready for any given industry, any given problem, any given requirements. The tools are there. However, these tools are licensed and they are very expensive. And again, from an opportunity perspective for the students, SAS is going to be a widely looked out opportunity. The SAS certifications, global certifications that you could acquire during your graduation, or getting some courses completed in SAS. Yeah, so all this definitely can help you. Yeah, I think if there is some course kind of support is needed, I think I can maybe if some support is needed in Ishwari College, I think I can support Kanaka Supervisor.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Sure.
Yeah. Because this is very expensive. The courses, some of the people who have these institutes are people I know them. So it's like it starts like 1.5 lakh to 3.5 lakhs. The SAS courses are. So I think this can be learned by ourselves with a minimal classroom sessions. So yeah, so I I've had an opportunity to collaborate with Bharadar University, where I am a visiting faculty and teaching clinical trial management course. SAS is part of that course. So I teach them a complete semester. We conduct most of the classes virtually, and some of the classes will be in the classroom. So now colleges can maybe take it forward and see if they can bring this part of the curriculum possible. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
So I got disconnected from my end due to some network issue. SAS is another tool over the Python, or we can say data analytics. Hello.
Yeah. So I think I gave you one slide. I shared the slide. You can hear me, right?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So
I might have disconnected.
Actually, your voice is not audible.
It is there.
I think you are in the low bandwidth.
I will go through that.
So here, I think what we need to understand is what is digitization. I think what is analytics, what is data science.
There is a network issue here in Pune.
Sir, you can post your question in the chat box there.
So no problem, sir. My question has been
So SAS is related
by the
to data science, and the SAS jobs primarily were in life sciences in particular, which I can refer first hand, or data science, say data scientist jobs.
Okay, SAS is again in open source, no, sir? Hello.
SAS is not an open source software; it is a licensed software.
Okay, fine. Just like Power BI and all.
For the benefit for the academics, they have given it free to access for students.
Yeah, it must be a community edition or express edition where we can practice our academic questions or academic issues.
Yes, you can practice it.
Is it like that,
I think,
sir?
yes. So what the access, what they have given for academics should be enough, because there are some features limited there, but still whatever they have given us a features is more than enough for us to practice it. Practice any thing from research data. If you have any research data available, you can input it, you can analyze it, you can report it using this academics session.
So it is all different than the Python, which I understood by your discussion, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Hello.
Yeah, I
Thanks
think
a lot,
you
sir, for your patience
completely. But I think you are connecting with Python, because this is a licensed software. So with what I was answering earlier is it has everything. SAS. Yeah. Because in other words, the opportunity with SAS is going to be there for another decade at least. But however, we need to be upskilled with other emerging tools as well. It is not one tool is enough now. It is we need to develop skill across the tools. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Are there any more questions for resource, sir?
From my end, I have Indusha, ma'am.
Yes, sir, you can go ahead.
No, I'm done from my end. Thanks a lot.
I think there is a question: is SAS being used in any current trending applications? No, I think so we should see SAS wherever you have data. SAS will be used, and in majority of the situations that we even see, where you are getting some insights, SAS is behind it. I was saying an example of cricket, the data science behind that.
Thank you, sir. They have responded with a thank you.
Okay.
What about tomorrow's timing, madam?
Tomorrow the session
Hello.
will be 11 a.m. to 12:30 noon, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this informative session on SAS, sir. Participants, please make sure to fill feedback forms sent in your WhatsApp groups. And tomorrow's session is on R programming by Bijuka Baidya, who is a data scientist at Novartis, Hyderabad, and timing is from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Please make sure to
Thank
attend
you.
the session. Yes, sir.
Sure. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Listen, sir, thank you very much, sir. Actually, the session is very interactive, sir. And main of the participants ask questions, and regarding the SAS, we can include our curriculum, sir. And
Sure, sir. Let me know you
okay,
need
sir.
any
Yes,
support
sir.
on
Yes,
that,
sir.
sir. Yeah. Sure.
And we will discuss on later, sir. This is in this regard.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Can we conclude it with a vote of thanks, sir?
Yes, Indusha, proceed.
Yes, ma'am. We are delighted to have Mr. Nishant Nilan sir with us today and giving us this informative session. We'd also want to convey our thankfulness for accepting our invitation and providing support and knowledge on SAS. And we thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule and joining us today. I also want to thank all of our participants for taking advantage of this session. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. And thank you very much, all the participants.